Hey guys, so we had some interesting stuff come out today actually, which is it's such a weird thing to talk about, but it's garnered a lot of interest online and people are not very happy. So I thought we'd talk about it for a second. Now, this is based around Persona 5. It's a cool looking game. I have the Steelbook collection here. It looks very cool. It's a very neat design. I like the back kind of having a full picture. It's a very nice feeling book and everything on it. It has the full artwork and everything on the game. I like it. Nice slip cover. Overall, it's a very good looking piece for the collection, and the game is great. So that's good, right? Great reviews. Everyone seems to like it. I'll be playing it more and more as we go along, but there's some concerns. I don't know how much I can play of this game without getting in trouble because at this point, guys, Atlus seems to be almost threatening the community from sharing a little too much of it. And this was put on their website. It's called Persona 5 Note on Streaming, and they want to go over some rules for streaming. Yes, that's right, guys. They're giving us rules for streaming and recording and sharing video. Now, what I'm about to show you may be a little odd. It may sound a little weird, but we'll go over it real quick, and you guys can let me know what you think of this. Now, this is the page I'm talking about here. This is on their Atlus website. See Atlus at the top. Down below that, though, they go on to talk about how Persona 5 is finally out in the West. Everyone needs to celebrate. This is going to be great. But then they quickly move to a much somber tone and start to kind of beat into our heads that we should not be sharing this game at all because they don't want any spoilers to get out there, which I can get behind. Nothing is worse when somebody comes into a thread and just drops a spoiler unannounced. No spoiler tag, no closed topic, no nothing. They just drop it. Maybe it's the ending. Maybe it's a very important part, a twist or something. They drop it and they leave. That is the worst thing in the world to see. It happened with Breath of the Wild everywhere. And people were avoiding threads, internet, forums, everything just to make sure they did not get anything spoiled. And the thing about Breath of the Wild, while it was interesting, it did not have a plot like Persona 5 where the entire game, from what Atlus is saying, hinges on you not knowing what happens and enjoying the plot. So very quickly, down on that page, you see that they say that they don't want this game to be spoiled. They want to make sure that every person has a chance to experience it on their own. That makes sense. I am completely fine with what they're saying there. But it's what they start saying next that really starts rubbing people the wrong way. See, down from there, they want to tell you how you can explain the game to your viewers using broad strokes. They're trying to communicate to us that we should not say anything specific to people on stream or if we're posting in message boards that way. And that's okay too, I guess, but after that, there start to be consequences for if you don't follow what they want you to say. So the first thing they say is that there is an in-game content limit. You cannot stream and you cannot post recorded video past the in-game date of 7/7. Yes, the game itself kind of has like a calendar system where there are days and months, and if you go past 7/7 in recording, you are in trouble. And what I mean by in trouble is you could potentially lose your rights as a YouTube channel or your entire channel altogether. So the consequences are they will either claim your video with a content ID, which isn't the worst thing in the world. That's what Nintendo does. They claim it, they take the money, they move on. That's the way it goes. It doesn't hurt your channel technically. They just keep the revenue. And a lot of people on YouTube get annoyed with this, but it doesn't hurt their channel. They move on eventually. But it's the next thing that really bothers a lot of us. It says a channel strike or account suspension. I assume account suspension is for like Twitch, whereas a channel strike would be for YouTube. Now, just one strike on your channel can limit you heavily. It can erase your, for a time being anyway, your live streaming capabilities, and I think that's why they want to do that, because then you can't stream at all. And if you already had 2 strikes previously, that could be a third one, and they wipe your channel. It's just gone. That's right, 3 strikes, and it's done. So is it fair to do this? Probably not. Now, they're allowed to do this. Don't get me wrong. They're within their rights to do this because they're trying to protect their IP and their asset. That makes sense. But I think it's the way they're doing this. I mean, right away, it says, don't do this. Don't stream past 7/7. It says right there, I highly recommend not doing this. You have been warned. That is their exact text right there. You have been warned. And it's, like I said, it's very threatening towards people who are just trying to share their product. Now, would this game suffer if you knew the ending? I don't know. That's up to you, because if a game has to hinge so heavily on a plot that the gameplay can't sell the game, how good is that game really? And that's my question to Atlus. If your game cannot stand having something spoiled, or you risk losing all of your sales apparently, or a good chunk, how good is this game? Is this game really good enough to sit on its gameplay, or does it need that plot? Otherwise, it's not worth playing. Because that's what it sounds like from their end. Now, of course, Here's the thing, I have to imagine they knew this was going to happen. This is the problem. They put this on Twitter, of course. Guess what happened? Just take a guess. Take a guess. Everyone got mad and started revolting. So guess what shows up in their Twitter feed here where people can reply back? Spoilers for Persona 5 start showing up. Do you know why? It's been out in Japan for months. Like months. You can go see the ending now. Like, it's been out forever. And so now people do know the ending. They do know parts of the game that can spoil it. So people just start replying spoilers in there. I've seen some spoilers already for it just by looking at this post on Twitter, and which is kind of a shame, but they start removing them. So there's like a lot of tweets that are just missing or say like removed. That's because they were spoilers and they had to start removing them because it was getting that bad. So now people online are doing things like, oh, I'm going to cancel my pre-order. Don't cancel your pre-order over this. It's a good game. Why would you do that? I mean, it's got high praise. I like the Persona series. I'm a big fan of, for example, Persona 3 when that came out on the PS2. You got an awesome art book and a full box set and everything. It was very cool. And you know what? It's a great game. I just wish Atlus would not threaten people who are trying to share their stuff. Now, I will say they seem to throw their Japanese counterparts under the bus. If you look in that last paragraph, it says, this being a Japanese title with a single playthrough story means our masters in Japan are very wary about it. So they seem to throw them under the bus right away as saying, it's not Atlus USA, it's Atlus Japan. That kind of sounds like the problem with Nintendo, where it's more Nintendo of Japan than Nintendo of America. So I don't know how much of this game I can show you guys. I would like to do like the first 60 minutes like I kind of did with Mass Effect Andromeda, just so you guys get an idea, and that way you don't get anything really majorly spoiled for you, because I have to doubt. I really can't imagine that a lot happens in the first hour that would damage the story for you guys. I think the first 60 minutes would give you an idea of how it plays, what it looks like, and so on. So let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think Atlus is right doing this, or do you think they should let your favorite streamer really get into it and play through as much of it as they want to? Because ultimately it's your decision if you want the game to be spoiled for you. You don't have to click that link to go to a streamer if they are 3 days into the game and 30, 40 hours in. You just don't have to. You can go buy the game and play it for yourself and then watch their stuff later. So let me know what you guys think. I will see you next time.